Hey everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with my mini kit Monday, April 2020 layout, share, and kill a kit video. So I made 8 layouts and 2 cards actually, and unfortunately I didn't film the cards because I was just down in my scrapbook room and I needed to make a quick card for my sister who is sick, and then a friend of mine sent me just a card with a little note in it. And when I'm taping this, we are still under a stay-at-home order. Not sure because you won't see this video till May. But anyway, so I wanted to send her a little card. So I happened to have the kit sitting on my desk and I just pulled 2 cards together quickly, not even thinking about the fact that I might need to, probably should have recorded those. So I'm going to put photos of each of the layouts at the end of this, and also the 2 cards, so that if you want to look at anything more in depth, and there are videos for each of these layouts. I do have a Mini Kit Monday playlist as well, so you can go look at these. So this is the first one, and my kit started out with this piece of paper, which was a Doodlebug piece of paper. There was a ton of Doodlebug paper in this kit. So this is the first layout of my great nephew climbing onto his little shopping cart, giving his poor mama a heart attack and gray hair. So that's that. And one of the other things I was really excited about using up was this acrylic word. I had a couple of these from Bella Boulevard in the kit. I was happy to get that used up, so that was awesome. That's the first layout. Here is the second layout. This is one of my grandsons who's kind of a adventurous guy, and so then I used this second piece of striped paper that I really love from the kit along with this blue paper, which I absolutely love because he's wearing a lot of blue. And this is a really super busy layout because of the pictures, but I still think it helps you focus to the picture as well too, because of this big yellow piece of paper here. Lots of Doodlebug stickers and die cuts on this one. So that's that layout. Then the next layout is one of my 2 grandsons here, and this time I just made a couple little banners. I did use a lot of these Doodlebug Petite prints as backgrounds. They're made to go with the Doodlebug paper, so that totally makes sense that I can work those in with backgrounds. And when our stores open back up, I'm going to need to go to my local scrapbook store to get some more of all these patterns because I've used so many scrapbooking. That is one of the things I allow myself to buy. So, and then I was really excited because I had this Simple Stories collection with these 3 frogs in them, and then I found this Doodlebug one, something I wanted to get used up because I knew I had these 2 frog photos. And then I started using these asterisks as well from Ellie Studio. I had a little package of these that I wanted to use up. So I was excited about getting some of that used up. I did use a little bit of this very busy paper. I did find this very hard to work with in the kit, but I did use some of it up anyway. The next one was this layout called Food Fight about my grandson here, and I did use this fun piece of food paper. I actually put it in here for this side, and then when I was going through I found that side in this layout about him eating, and so that was really fun to do that. And then here's 2 more of the asterisks appearing, so that was nice to have those on there. I'm trying to use up these So Much Pun enamel dots. That's part of what I was doing on this particular page as well. This was a 6x8 piece of Chamel from a 6x8 Chamel pad for, I think, box of crayons. I'll show it to you in my ending. And then here, last but not least, on this layout about my granddaughter being brave, there is the last asterisk from that Elle Studio package. So that was the big thing I wanted to get used up this month. I know that's crazy, but because it's such a little thing, but I've had them forever and I wanted to get them used up, so I was able to do that. And then use some pieces here, some enamel pieces from an unused pack of, or pretty much unused pack of enamel shapes, so that was exciting. And some purple, lots of purple on this layout, so this was fun. And I love this star paper by Damask Glove. That was one of the other big things in my kit here. Actually used just a scrap piece of vellum that I had on my paper. And then this one was a coordinating one to that last one. And I started with some white cardstock and then cut apart some stripes in some Damask Glove paper there and started from there. Used some of these Amy Tangerine puffy stickers, which I was really excited about. I used some washi tape up. I've really been trying to use up washi tape as well. And that I did not put in my kit. I just pulled it as I needed it. it's just easier for me to do that way. So that's this one, some enamel dots here. Here is the 7th layout I made, a story about my grandson. I was most excited to get this piece on here. It was a half circle like journaling piece from an old Doodlebug collection, very old. And I managed to get it on this layout, so I was really excited about getting that used up. This is a sticker that actually had gotten stuck to something else, and I grabbed it and thought, well, it'll work with these colors, so I'll use that. Here's some more of that Bella Boulevard Oh My Stars. I'm using up Bella Boulevard tags. These puffy stickers also, I was super excited to get onto a layout. These are from Dear Lizzie, and I've had them for quite a while, so I used quite a few. I've used 6 of those on this layout. And then this was a scrap from those other stripes that I had cut up on the last sheet. So I was glad that I could use this up. And then last but not least, this is the last page I did. It's fairly simple because I love this photograph so much. So some more Doodlebug here, a little Doodlebug scrap that I actually had. I had the folder sitting out and I just grabbed it because I saw that it worked. Some of that more Oh My Stars paper. And then I did go back in and grab this. I knew I had an acrylic word with smile on it, so I used 3 of those this month, which I thought was really exciting. A couple little phrase stickers and some clear stickers from Amy Tangerine here, which I was happy to use that as well. So that's that. And then the other card, like I said, I don't have because I already dropped it in the mail before I thought about the fact that I needed to do this video. But here is a cute little, it's a little aloe vera plant, so aloe there, and then aloe friend, very, very nice. And so I'll send that to her. So that is the layouts in the cards. So what do I have left over? So here are the papers that I have left over. So of the patterned papers, I had a second sheet of this, so I didn't use that. This was really strong and hard to use, so that was interesting. There are borders on the back of this as well, too. So, you know, maybe I could use that, but we'll see. And then this one just felt way too springy for a lot of the stuff that I had to scrapbook. It is still pretty wintry in my neck of the woods during the month of April. As a matter of fact, we had snow off and on, so that was a little bit of, you know, a little bit more challenging. And then I had these 2 stripes. I've got pieces of those 2 stripes left. I'm excited about that because I do like them. And I think, you know, these will be great for summer layouts. I used bits of this, so I think I scattered them pretty nicely through books. This actually was one of the faux solids that I thought of, and then this is the dot print. So really 2 full sheets left here. One of them just was not so usable for me. And then this is the damask glove that the stripe paper, and then this was part of the stripe paper too, but there's 2 cards here, so I'm going to cut those up and just put them into a die cut box. This I'll just toss because it's not really usable. My other scraps where I had like little pieces of these pieces left, I keep them in a basket. I'll show you the basket actually. So this is my scrap basket. It's pretty big. I think this is about 18 inches this way. So when I have scraps, I just dump them in here. And if I need a scrap, I go in looking for it. When this fills up, I donate it to my sister-in-law's elementary school classroom. So she's a looping teacher. So she has 3rd, 4th, or 5th graders. I think this year she has 4th graders. But anyway, they love it. They use it for journals and other projects, and they call it the special paper. So they absolutely love having this. So I never feel guilty about having scraps. Okay, so that's those. And then I have some solids left here. Not concerned about that at all. These are very usable backgrounds for me. I'm actually really surprised that I didn't use much of these, but I did not. So anyway, so there's some good backgrounds that I have left that I can use. So these will just go back in with my papers. These will just go back in with my So Punny papers, basically. And then I had 1 piece of white cardstock left. I put 2 in there because I wasn't sure if I was going to need them or not. Just because, like, if I had used this paper, I might have wanted to use white with that just to set that off. So, but I decided not to. And I did, you know, I only had to do 3 layouts for April. That's all we, you know, had to do, but I did 8. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then I had this Bella Boulevard Oh My Stars paper collection. I used quite a few sheets from that. And then this Chamel writing pad. I think I used just 1 sheet from here. But I was happy to do that. I just keep my 6x8 pads right next to me on my desk. So I will pop those in there. Then I had this sticker sheet from, and this guy wants to come off, from the Doodlebug So Much Pun collection. So I do definitely have stickers left here. A lot of these are really more card sentiments, but I did use a couple of these on the 2 cards that I made. So I thought that was exciting. This is the Damask Love Wild Card sticker sheets. And I used a couple of stickers, more smaller stickers here than anything. That I'm looking at that silly sloth. But, you know, I'll continue to use these. There's some really fun coffee and yay and that kind of stuff. So those are very usable. Those will just go back in my file with the collection. Then I had a couple things of boxes of die cuts. So these are my LE Studio boxes in like blues and greens and reds, yellows, and oranges. So I didn't expect to even come close to using those up, but I did use quite a few pieces. Those just sit right on my desk here. This was my box of miscellaneous LE Studio Doodlebug die cuts. So I used some of those. Again, most of these are more card sentiment like, but I was glad I had them, and I was glad to use up some of them. And then I had these 2 boxes of both the gift tags from Bella Boulevard and the tabbies and paper pieces, and I used quite a bit of this up. I wasn't going to use it up, I knew that, but was happy to have those and to use quite a few of those. Then I had grabbed some journaling cards, and I usually use a lot of 3x4 journaling cards, and I ended up really not doing that this time. I was actually kind of surprised that I didn't use more of them. But that's okay because I use them all the time. So I'll just pop these right back into, I keep them in a basket right to my right hand in my desk. So I'll do that. These are 2 of the things that I was excited. I did not use either of these 2 up. These are the puffy stickers from Better Together and from, and there's all sorts of enamel dots hiding out here. From Better Together and from Dear Lizzie Saturdays. So I was really happy. Like I said, I used 6 of these up on that 1 layout. So I was happy about that. And then there was another layout that I used those on. So just back in my stash, happy to have those. I do have a couple of sticker books here. One of them was the sticker book, the hashtag Chamel sticker book. And I used, I'm trying to think, I think I just used a piece or so of that, not much of this. And then I had the Amy Tangerine on the Whim and Hustle and Heart collection sticker books. And I used a little bit of that, but not much of that. Not much of those. I used a lot of die cuts this time. So these just go back in my stash. The sticker books just sit right to my left hand. So that's easy to just throw back into my box of goodie stuff. So then I had some other stickers. So I had these Simple Stories stickers. These were phrase stickers. So I did use some of those up most definitely, and other stickers from the pack. I was happy about that. I did have these Amy Tangerine remark stickers in a couple of different colors. I ended up not using any of these this time, but you know, it is what it is. Then I had a couple of LE Studio phrase sticker packs, which I did use some of those. Ended up not using any of these date stickers. So that's something I'd really like to sort of concentrate on. And maybe what I need to do is just cut these up and put them in my die cut box, because I bet I would use them more that way than I am this way. So that's a thought for me for that. And then here were some Bella Boulevard orange phrase stickers. I ended up not using any of these as well. Just I didn't have a lot of layouts where I had a lot of orange things on them. So overall, you know, I was happy I used phrase stickers and definitely those puffy stickers up. Then I had, this was the bag of the LE Studio stars. I ended up not using any of these, which I was a little bit disappointed about, but you know, it is what it is, right? They'll get used eventually, and those just sit in embellishment basket, not, you know, just off of my right hand there. Then I had some like puffy stickers. So there's stars and hearts motifs. The motifs from Simple Stories Little Dude, which I used that frog sticker, and that was it from these. But that's okay. I'll use those. And then I had some, here's some more stars. I did use quite a few of these too. Then I had just some general ones from LA Studio as well. And I used a piece of those here and there. But all this is super usable and will just go right back in my stash. I'm using a ton of these right now. So there's those. And then I had a collection of enamel dots and enamel shapes, which I did use quite a few from this So Much Pun. I used some of these white. I know I used some of those. Those were kind of big things. I don't think I ended up using any of these Jelly Bean Soup ones, but again, usable back in my stash. And then lastly, I pulled a bunch of alphabets. These were things I never intended to totally use up, but they were here depending on what colors I needed. And sometimes I even went back into my stash to get different ones. Like I had a navy at one point that didn't work. So this was one of those things that I pulled later on, like as I went versus doing it at the beginning. Same thing kind of with the washi tape. So those right back into my stash. I use them all the time. Although if, you know, the next time I do this, I'm going to pull, I think, less alphas maybe. If I put thought into them, I think it'll be a little bit easier that way, especially if I have some pictures. So what did I use up? I used up a package of, or no, I didn't use up. I think I used up a package of enamel dots. I did not, but I used up those 3 acrylic words, which I'm super excited about because I've had them for a long time and they just sit there. And then that package of asterisks. And then I used a lot of other stuff as well too. So I certainly didn't kill the kit. I didn't think I was going to, just because I had a ton of stuff. I am a scrapbooker that likes to have a lot of choices. If you ever go to a crop with me, you would understand that. So I was okay with having this much stuff left. I did really enjoy having things all pulled together. I kind of do that at a layout a time when I'm working, or maybe I'll pull some stuff together and do 2 or 3 layouts. But I really liked having this kit of, you know, things to do to make 8. I probably could have easily made another 3 layouts, but I got tired of it. Really seriously, I was kind of done and I'm like, okay, time to move on from the kit, something else to do. And I think I made all 8 of the layouts within, I know I did, within a 2-week period. So, you know, that's a lot of scrapping from the exact same product for me in a 2-week period. So it was kind of nice to say, okay, I feel like I did this kit justice. I definitely used at least a little bit of most of the pattern papers, or the bigger pattern papers that were kind of my theme. So I felt pretty good about that. So thanks, Becky and ladies, for having me along for the month and then some. Again, don't forget, and if you have questions about who the Mini Kitten on Monday ladies are, I will put all of the links to their channels. Plus we had another guest designer, Karen, this month. So I'll link to her channel as well in my description. And then if you want to see, or if you missed any of my layouts, I will link, or there is a playlist for all of those, a Mini Kit Monday playlist in my playlist. So hope you guys are great. If you have any questions, just leave me those questions and I'll answer them for you. And have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody.